This is the most Sopranos coded shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell me a lie. Tell me he's Cuban. Tell me he's Latino. Tell me he is not an Italian man.
New Jersey Democratic Senator Bob Menendez has been indicted by a federal grand jury. The senator and his wife are being charged with accepting hundreds of thousands of dollars in bribes. Let's bring in senior investigative reporter Aaron Katersky for more on that. Aaron, what's the latest?
Federal prosecutors here in New York, Diane, have charged Senator Menendez and his wife with having a corrupt relationship with 3 New Jersey businessmen, and they outline in the indictment the alleged steps Menendez took to benefit those businessmen in exchange for bribes that took the form of cash payments, a car, a no-show job, even gold bars, and the payment of a mortgage by these businessmen, according to federal prosecutors. Menendez is alleged to have given the Egyptian government sensitive U.S. government information to...
More like Biz Menendez? No, he's just doing... Yeah, dude, Bob Menendez is so funny because, like, Bob Menendez and his corruption, it has been known for a very long time because he already did this, right? He already did exactly this and was criminally prosecuted, okay? And it didn't go anywhere, okay? So then he decided to do it even in a more comical capacity with like gold bars and shit. But also, the other side of this story that I personally love is that he still got like committee assignments. You know what I mean? Like, it's hilarious to me that the fucking Democratic Party was like, no, this guy that was actually fucking criminally prosecuted for bribery, we have to have him here, okay? We have to. There's nothing, we can't have anyone better than Bob Menendez. It is so funny that they were like, we have to have him. In 2019, Senator Menendez proposed to his girlfriend, Nadine, by singing to her in front of the Taj Mahal in India. This occurred over a year after prosecutors say the couple, who met at a New Jersey IHOP, initiated their scheme to use Menendez's position to aid the government of Egypt's brutal dictator. These hands could hold the world, and it'll never be enough. By the way, Bob Menendez is a perfect representation of someone who, the classic bit that I have, where in America there's only 2 nationalities, like 2 ethnicities. You're either Mexican or Italian, right? And when you're in the tri-state, or like when you're close in proximity to the tri-state, you become Italian, and when you're close to the Southwest, you become Mexican, right? Now, Bob Menendez is Latinx, okay? That's what he said. He was like, oh, they're trying to put a Latinx man down or whatever. But like, no, he is so Italian. Like, I never in my entire life have ever seen him as a Latino man. I have only thought of him as an Italian man, okay? This, in my opinion, proves, okay? This, in my opinion, proves that, like, it doesn't matter. If you're in the fucking tri-state, if you're close in proximity to the tri-state, you are literally Italian. Never be enough for me. Woo.
Oh my God!
Whoa! Yes. Swag, dude.
Oh.
Wow. Oh wow.
Oh my God. Oh. Oh.
How is it going? He's Cuban, which is pretty much Mexican plus Italian. No, he's not Cuban. I don't believe it. He is Italian. Please do not tell me that Senator Bobbert Menendez is anything but Italian. I will be pushing back against that. He's Italian. He's from New Jersey. You can't be Cuban in New Jersey. You can't be Mexican in New Jersey. You're Italian. So, let's get started. Senator Bob Menendez was charged Friday with secretly aiding the authoritarian regime of Egypt and trying to thwart the criminal prosecution of a friend in exchange for gold bars and cash as prosecutors unsealed a corruption indictment that accuses him of using foreign affairs influence for personal gain. I mean, good thing he doesn't have any like serious position of power or influence in the Democratic Party is what you might be saying. Or maybe you're asking, oh, wait, fuck, he's the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. That's crazy. That's crazy. Oh, wait, surely he's never done this before. This is a first off. Oh, this is the second in 8 years against the powerful 69-year-old New Jersey Democrat. What? You mean to tell me that this happened and the Democrats were like, no, this is our guy. You don't understand. He needs to be here. He needs to be in this position of power. He needs to be on the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. The indictment coming years after an earlier criminal case against Menendez ended with a deadlocked jury. Also charges the senator's wife and 3 New Jersey businessmen who authorities say showered the couple with money, gold, and a luxury car in exchange for his actions on their behalf. Menendez is also accused of trying to derail the criminal case against one of the businessmen by pushing to install Philip R. Sellinger as U.S. Attorney for New Jersey because Menendez believed he could influence Sellinger. Prosecutors say he also tried to use his position of power to try to meddle in the separate investigation by New Jersey Attorney General's office. Authorities found more than $100,000 worth of gold bars in Menendez's home and $480,000 in cash. Much of it hidden in closets, clothing, and a safe, prosecutors say. This is the most Sopranos coded shit. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Tell me a lie. Tell me he's Cuban. Tell me he's Latino. Tell me he is not an Italian man. When I see him get bribed like a fucking cartoon villain with gold bars, I can understand in a teeny tiny way. I understand why Republicans don't see Trump as guilty. Yes. There's more, and there's photos, by the way, which we are going to look at. Photos included in the indictment show cash that was stuffed in envelopes found in jackets bearing Menendez's name. Authorities found a Google search by Menendez for how much is 1 kilo of gold worth and DNA of one of his co-defendants on an envelope in Menendez's home filled with thousands of dead. Prosecutors allege... there you go. Prosecutors allege that Menendez took repeated actions to benefit Egypt despite U.S. government misgivings over the country's human rights record that in recent years has prompted Congress to impose restrictions on aids. His step includes ghostwriting a letter to fellow senators encouraging them to lift a hold on $300 million in aid to Egypt, as well as transmitting non-public information to Egyptian officials about military issues, the indictment says. Menendez, in an emailed statement, accused prosecutors of misrepresenting the normal work of a congressional office. For years, the forces behind the scenes have repeatedly attempted to silence my voice and dig my political grave, Menendez said. Since this investigation was leaked nearly a year ago, there has been an active smear campaign of anonymous sources and innuendos to create an air of impropriety where none exists. He said he has been falsely accused of accepting bribes and will not be distracted from work in the Senate. David Schertler, a lawyer for Menendez's wife, Nadine, said she denies any criminal conduct and will vigorously contest these charges in court. Menendez appears to be the first sitting U.S. senator in U.S. history to have been indicted on 2 unrelated criminal matters, according to the Senate Historical Office. He faces re-election next year in a bid to extend his 3-year career in Washington as Democrats hold a narrow majority in the Senate. Egypt has long been a top recipient of U.S. government aid, more than $1 billion a year, thanks to the overriding American national security interest in the region, but the relationship has been tested by concerns over human rights abuses in the country. As chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee, Menendez's influence on executive branch decisions on military spending and aid to foreign countries, including Egypt, as well as the ability to recommend holds on financing that the State Department historically respects. Menendez is saying he did everything right and they indicted him. Okay? I love this. This is my favorite type of story. Okay? It's just like such clear-cut cases of corruption. Okay? Menendez, I'm going to do that 99 million international arms deal you wanted. Oh, by the way, I love that he's also saying there's no wrongdoing here because they have him dead to rights, as always. Here's what happened. Nadine Menendez, tell Will Hanna I'm going to sign off this sale to Egypt today. 120 million target practice rounds and 10,000 rounds tank ammunition, $99 million. Note, these tank rounds are for tanks they have had for many years. They're using these in the Sinai for the counterterrorism campaign. Nadine Menendez forwarded his text to Hanna, who forwarded to the Egyptian official. The Egyptian official replied with a thumbs up emoji. It's so fucking good, dude. How do you expect justice even in these cases? Where's the hope? Where's the hope? Why the fuck should we care? He's gonna bond out and do the same shit. He might actually be going to jail, I hope. Or at least, like, he'll get a fucking slap on the wrist. He will not be able to get reelected. There's that. Actually, you know what? I don't even fucking know because New Jersey is just, like, they don't give a fuck. And, who did Menendez run against? Like, I know the Democratic Party was, like, actively pushing Menendez. Who, by the way, is one of the most conservative Democrats in the Democratic Senate, okay? Like, I want you to understand, it's not like it's not like this guy is like an unknown entity. The Democratic Party has defended him vociferously, okay? Defended his position. I mean, he's the chairman of the Foreign Senate Relations Committee. He literally is the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee. That's it. That's all you need to know about, like, how ridiculous the motherfucking Republican, I call them the Republican, sorry, the Rethuglican style demon rats are, okay? Oh my God. He's George Santos Sr.? No, George Santos would never. George Santos has done, like, small schemes, okay? Small schemes. This man has been utilizing the powers that the Democratic Party have offered him to fill his pockets with literal gold bullions, like he's Daffy Duck or something, what's Donald Duck's, like, rich uncle that dives into the fucking pool of coins, like Scrooge McDuck. Yeah, he's just crazy. It's comical, man. It's comical. He had, like, because it's all illegal, illicit gains. So he just doesn't know what to do with it. So he doesn't have a good washing operation. So he's just, like, stuffing the pockets of his jackets, homie. Scrooge McDuck, no relation to Donald Duck, racist. Okay, my bad. I don't know the familiar relations with, like, the Duck families. Okay, fucking shut up. All right, but yeah.
Help his friend, businessman Wael Hanna, maintain an exclusive contract to export halal meat to Egypt. He is also alleged to have tried to disrupt a criminal investigation undertaken by the Attorney General of New Jersey into another businessman. And Diane, he's alleged to have recommended to President Biden someone to be the United States attorney in New Jersey that Menendez thought he could influence because that office was conducting an investigation into another businessman with whom Menendez had a relationship.
Now, Aaron, this is the second indictment for Menendez on corruption charges. So now that this indictment has been handed up, could the earlier case be revisited?
I don't think so. That earlier case in 2015 ended in a mistrial, and there Menendez was accused of doing things under the power of his office to help his friend Solomon Melgen, a doctor. And in that case that ended in a mistrial, the judge ended up acquitting Menendez on some of the counts himself. And so prosecutors kind of dropped it. Here now, this is a whole separate thing. Menendez is charged with, and it's wholly separate from the earlier case.
So I want to explain something to you guys, and I've talked about this quite a bit, okay? It is very difficult to do bribery outside of the boundaries of what is legally permissible. Okay, this is the old one, by the way. Why is that the case? because America has codified and legalized bribery in the form of corporate lobbying. Okay? So when you actually get hit with this, that means like you've gone above and beyond. And in the case of Robert Menendez, he's done it multiple times. That is what is fucking nutty. Okay? Like he got caught and was like, nah, fuck that. I'm going to keep doing it because like, whatever. Right? And the other aspect of this corruption and bribery situation is that he can always just say, well, I was going with what I was going to do anyway. Why can I not just get some cash in the form of gifts? So the hilarity in the situation is that like he could have just reported the money that he was getting. He could have found a legal way to get aid or get campaign contributions. Okay, he could have just done all of that and then just spent his campaign contributions on whatever the fuck and write it off as though he was campaigning again for his, fourth senatorial run, right? He didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of that when it is literally legal to do most of this shit. He literally just didn't fucking care. I feel like it could have been the thrill of it. You know what I mean? It could have been the thrill of it. I just don't. Did Homeboy get Dinesh D'Souza? No, Dinesh D'Souza did the other thing that is also basically impossible to get arrested for, which is campaign finance laws, violating existing campaign finance laws. Okay? It's like this is two sides of the fucking stupid coin. If you're a politician, it's wild that you are receiving bribes when bribery is legal. If you are just a guy who wants to bribe a politician on the other side, on the Dinesh D'Souza side, it's wild that you just didn't do it through the legal protocols. They made it so that it's legal. Like they made it so that you can do it. It's above the books. It doesn't make sense. Plausible deniability out the window with his name on the jacket like that. Yeah, he's just going to say, listen, Your Honor, you don't understand. 1, I'm Italian. 2, I need to be gifting subs for all my New Jerseyans out there in the HasanAbi broadcast because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. That, in my opinion, is the biggest crime. That there's a 3-minute ad break and people actually end up watching the 3-minute ad break instead of avoiding it by subscribing. Someone was to convince them BRICS would take over the world. Yeah. The leader, the chairman of the Senate Foreign Relations Committee thinks BRICS is a serious threat. Miss Susie B, thank you for the 5 get the subs, allowing 5 people to no longer see the top of the hour ad break. Here's a 3-minute ad break now.
So what are the next steps in this case?
I'm gonna pee.
At some point, Menendez is going to have to come here to New York in order to surrender, to face the charges and appear for an arraignment. We assume he would enter a plea of not guilty. We know that his attorneys in recent days and weeks had been trying to negotiate with the government not to bring this indictment, but apparently those efforts failed, and the result is this indictment that includes a number of different photographs of gold bars that Menendez allegedly took and a jacket with his name on it stuffed with cash. Diane.
All right, Aaron Kachersky in New York. Aaron, thank you.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.
And this is the U.S. Attorney for the Southern District of New York.
Good morning, everyone.